So after visiting downtown Yuma, we decided to come out to the Painted Desert Trail. Really interesting. All of a sudden this white rock, it's almost like white domes.
Is it tufa?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Very interesting. We did pass through some interesting places, and on the way out, if I remember, I'll turn the camera on for those. So this is supposed to be a 1.25 mile loop. Okay, so we are here at the Painted Desert Trail, and I can tell because it says Painted Desert Trail. So as I mentioned in the car, it's supposed to be a 1.25 mile loop trail around here. All right, so this is the Painted Desert Wildlife. Doesn't show anything particularly dangerous. Doesn't even show rattlesnakes. Well, we will go take a look. So we're at our first stop, and these are creosote bushes. And apparently they have a coating on the leaves that helps them maintain the moisture. But I'm not gonna cup my hands and feel it because there's bees all over the place. We're gonna head on up this way. Yeah, just gonna walk this wash, I guess. Gorgeous rocks here, very chocolate brown.
Wow, for tarantulas.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a tarantula out here. So apparently this is an ironwood tree, and we stay in the Ironwood National Monument a lot. I've never known what an ironwood tree looked like. It's got these very small leaves which apparently help it keep its moisture.
And they never drop all their leaves at the same time.
Interesting.
There's always a canopy to shade the wildlife.
So it must be all ironwoods right here. And then these are volcanic rocks? Mm-hmm. All volcanic rocks here. I think these rocks are just amazing.
Desert wildlife hanging out in the shaded crevices.
Yes, the most dangerous wildlife in here. Looking for the coolest place you can. You're seeing the cobwebs here, all in these little caves. The floating detritus of the desert. We're coming out of the kind of chocolate brown stuff, and then look at this. The caramel colored hillsides. We have a blooming cactus up here. Ah, man, it's really gorgeous. Beautiful. Some of the best flowers I've seen anywhere, and this is all out here by itself. Really, really nice. So now we seem to have a interesting column coming up here into view. They're referring to this form as a hoodoo, more like a spire. But apparently the two washes, the one we're walking in and then this one over here, somehow they would have eroded the rock between the two of them to create this form. From a distance, it had a real like Chinese figure sort of feeling. Okay, so now we have these steps. Whoa, what a climb. This rock is pretty cool. It's supposed to be an easy walk. This is not easy. Looking back down where we just came through. Excuse the breathing. That was bit of a climb. All right, so now we're sort of in a more open area. Noticing, look at this whole field of, it's not gravel. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. These are all softball size or bigger. You know, Carol, pick one of them up. We'll show them the size. Yeah, so that's the size of all these rocks on the hill. All pretty much the same size, too. But I thought it was cool as we came around the bend here, you get a more of a view of the multiple colors out here. Cool little knobs around the whole area. Well, this has been kind of a fun walk. We didn't know what to expect here. And it's been really interesting seeing a lot of stuff that we hadn't seen before, or like ironwood trees, identifying them. And I wouldn't want to do this in the summer. It's only like 70 something degrees, but the sun is hot. It's supposed to be 1.3 miles around here, but it's starting to feel like a lot longer than that. Now this looks pretty ominously steep. So hopefully, yeah, there are some steps up here. And here comes Trigger, running for the shade. So while it's exceedingly pretty here, I'm ready for a beer and a cigar. Oh man. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, but I'm ready for my day to be over. Pretty how that tree glows against the dark walls with the sun behind it. An old Palo Verde tree. I love how green they are everywhere, the bark and everything. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Little cut here. Oh, I bet you this baby fell off. Oof. These rocks, and just noticed how the fracturing is. It's really kind of cool. It's almost like bricks put together here to build these. Just kind of walking along, and all of a sudden I noticed all the veins in these rocks here. But so many, just small, like spider webs almost. See, these are the kinds of things that are just awesome to see, I think. To get out and go someplace new. This is very bizarre. So look at these. These are roots. There's another one right here in that crack, and then you can see it down below. These roots, look at this. There's a plant it belongs to, all the way up there. Yeah, and just sort of still walking back, and saw these hillsides here is pretty cool, as well as just all the yellow flowers out here. I think the reason why we're seeing so many flowers here today is that it was a pretty big rainstorm last night. Where we were, which was further south, it was a short gully washer, but we could see the main part of the storm was further north, up sort of up this way actually, where we are now. I don't know, hopefully that'll show up well. Look at that bush way in the back too. That's so cool. And moths flying around, all kinds of things. Well, I have to be honest. I am hoping that is the last climb right there. I am ready to go find a camping spot. All right, so I had mentioned some of the water that we had to go through, get out to the Painted Desert Trail, and this is one of the ponds. Another small one here. There's a big one coming up. That's the one that Carol saw and went, ah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. We're not going through there. We'll get stuck.
Here it is. Here's the one Carol saw and said, no!
I know some of you are with me. Put it in the comments.
Let's kind of drive over to the side here too. Just, it's, I mean, I can still feel the rocks underneath it. So. Anyway, that's the thrill of the day. And we were just talking about the Painted Desert Trail, and both of us, and even Trigger agrees. It seemed like a lot longer than 1.33 miles. So, I don't know. Probably was. I would assume they wouldn't lie. It's just that maybe we're just not long-term, what do you call it? Long haul hikers.
Long haul hikers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they measured that loop as the crow flies and didn't count for the ups and downs.
And everything else. Yeah, really. It's, I bet they did too.
I'll be able to check my phone steps later.
All right. Well, we're going to shut it off and find a place to camp, and maybe we'll have something to show you. Well, good morning. We didn't check in last night, so we might if we got a spot that was worth showing, but yeah, just tired from the walk and stuff. Just had that beer and cigar and then had wine and cigar. But we found this spot. We're really not that far from the Painted Desert Trail. Really interesting though. So over here, maybe see the white houses, and I think it's the Martinez Lake area. But the odd thing is that then over on the other side there, and you may be able to see some white, I'm thinking that's it. From our map, it says it's state trust land, but to dry camp out there, they want to charge you $10 a person. You have to get a permit. So we just drove up the road. That was on the left side of the road as we were coming out. And we drove up the road, and this is state trust land over here, and it's free. So there were no signs indicating anything else. So we are right at the boundary. It's really an odd thing. The camper there behind me is in state trust land, but probably right here, just a little further out, we're not really sure. Might be private land, whatever, but there's tons of roads out here, and we saw a bunch of Razors, and we saw some Jeeps up on the hill. But let me kind of show you something you run into often when you boondock on public land, especially if you got a nice little hill backstop. You end up with a lot of shooting debris. Here's somebody shot up their big screen TV. But yeah, so it's usually pretty much a mess. Although, I mean, the smart guys, they don't shoot glass. I mean, so there's a bottle. Yeah, shoot paper, maybe wood targets. Even the wood ones are kind of awful. I found a live round out here. It's not dangerous to have a live round unless it's in your campfire, and even then it's probably not real dangerous. The old thing of bullets going off and shooting everywhere is kind of a fantasy. Okay, well, I think this will probably end the video, and I think the Painted Desert Trail will be a lot, and then, we did a ton of stuff in there. And anyway, thanks again for watching. We always appreciate it. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and hey, we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. Bye.